There are sharp differences in politics in Egypt tonight, but the military rulers there seem to have blinked today. After 4 days of protests and riots in which 29 people were killed, the generals promised to speed up the transition to democracy. But Elizabeth Palmer in Cairo tells us that few protesters believe that offer is real.
In central Cairo, vast crowds gathered in the largest demonstration since the mass uprising last spring.
Braving clouds of tear gas, more than 100,000 people jammed into Tahrir Square tonight, demanding an end to military rule in Egypt. And by mid-evening, they had an answer from the generals.
It was a concession. The head of the ruling council, Field Marshal Mohammed Hussein Tantawi, promised the military would hand over power earlier than planned, next June rather than 2013. But many listening here just don't believe it.
10 months ago that they will be leaving in 6 months, and they are still here. So why should we believe them this time?
Egypt's military council has little credibility left. It was initially welcomed when it took over in February after President Hosni Mubarak was toppled by mass protests. But almost immediately, the generals started maneuvering to hang on to power. That triggered the unrest that so far killed more than 24 people and injured almost 2,000. But the generals take no responsibility. Instead, they blame so-called invisible hands. That's code for foreigners. And it may be why 3 U.S. students from the American University of Cairo were shown on state television today. Gregory Porter, Luke Gates, and Derek Sweeney were arrested Monday night for allegedly throwing rocks and Molotov cocktails at security forces. The American embassy is now working to get the 3 released.
Now, it's not clear how the general's fresh promise to step down early is going to go over with the vast numbers of Egyptians who weren't out protesting today and do want a return to stability. But as for the thousands left in Tahrir Square, they say, Scott, they're not going anywhere.
The protests continue. Elizabeth, thanks very much.